The first thing I remember is the sound, wood splintering, the lock snapping, then his shadow filling my doorway. My stepfather's fists came down like iron. My shoulder dislocated under the first blow. My ribs cracked under the second. I gasped for air, begged my mother for help. She stood there, arms folded, eyes cold. I collapsed onto the floor, vision blurring. The last thing I heard before blacking out was his laughter. But they should have killed me, because what happened next, what I planned, left even the police horrified. He wasn't always a monster, at least not in the beginning. When he first came into our lives, I wanted to believe he was different. He smiled at my mother like she was the only woman in the world. He brought me gifts, asked about school, promised to protect us both. For a while, I believed him. For a while, I thought my mother had finally found stability. But masks slip, and his slipped faster than I expected. The shouting started first, the drinking followed, then the slaps. Always with my mother's silence. That silence cut deeper than his fists ever could. The night he broke down my door wasn't random. It was punishment. I had confronted him earlier, told him I was done playing the obedient child, told him I'd expose what he did when no one was watching. His smirk that night told me everything. He would destroy me before he ever lost control. And my mother? She chose her side. She chose him. I woke up in the hospital, broken bones, bruised skin, but my mind was sharper than ever. I didn't scream for justice, I didn't beg for sympathy. I planned, because I knew the truth. Monsters like him don't fear fists. They fear exposure. They fear losing control of the story. So I built mine. Step one was evidence. While I healed, I set the stage. Hidden cameras in the living room, audio recorders in the vents. Every insult, every threat, every drunken rant was captured. My mother's silence? That too. Proof of complicity. Step two was patience. I didn't rush. I let him believe he had broken me, limping around the house, head down, playing the part of the shattered victim. He grew careless. He spoke freely. He bragged to friends. He left a trail. Step three was timing. The police had ignored me before. Neighbors turned away. But the night I called them again, I made sure they had no choice. It was midnight, again. This time, I was ready. He stormed in drunk, screaming about respect. My mother egged him on, calling me ungrateful. I let the camera record it all. When he raised his hand, I didn't cower. I pressed the button. Alarms blared. My phone dialed the police automatically. Live feed uploaded to cloud storage. By the time the officers arrived, they walked into a scene they weren't prepared for. A man mid-swing, a mother cheering him on, and me, bloodied but smiling, pointing straight at the camera. The silence in that room was unforgettable. My stepfather froze. My mother's face drained of color. The officers saw everything. "You're under arrest," one of them said, his voice tight. My stepfather tried to protest. My mother screamed about family matters. But the evidence played in real time. There was no denial left. The officers later admitted it was the worst footage they'd ever seen. Not just the violence, but the mother's betrayal. Court was my stage. I didn't cry. I didn't shake. I spoke clearly, calmly, describing each wound, each night, each betrayal. The footage did the rest. My stepfather was sentenced, years behind bars. My mother, charged as an accomplice. Neglect, endangerment. The silence she wore like armor became the chain that dragged her down. People asked me afterward if I felt guilty, if destroying them both was too much. I tell them this: guilt belongs to those who choose silence. Guilt belongs to those who break bones and call it love. Me, I feel nothing but freedom. Now, when I look at the scars on my shoulder, I don't see weakness. I see survival. I see proof that monsters bleed when you shine a light on them. That night, they thought they left me broken on the floor. But they didn't break me. They made me. And the look on their faces when the police burst in, when they realized the roles had reversed, was the sweetest revenge I could have asked for.